All-Star Central from Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell, All-Star starter. Congratulations to Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson for the first time of the Memphis Grizzlies, who are in Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. Mitchell proving why he's an All-Star. How about Ja Morant showing his All-Star worth? Look at this dime of a pass to Brandon Clark. Oh, now you see me, now you don't. Clark's like, I gotta throw that one down the strong way. Ja, this time around, keeping it himself. You gotta respect now that he'll pass it, so it leaves the wrong dude in wide open lane for the throwdown. Other end we go. How about Darius Garland, an All-Star last year, didn't get the call this year, gets the deuce though. Evan Mobley, beautiful seal inside, little pick and roll action, leads to a bucket. Cleveland up after one. Let's get this game to the third quarter where things got very interesting. Mitchell knocks in the three, and a couple seconds later here, it's Dillon Brooks going right back at Mitchell, and oh boy, things got feisty quickly. Mitchell throwing the ball at Brooks, and it's on, like Unc say, like a pot of neck balls. They go into the ground, y'all. Ali with the hit on Foreman with the right. No, I'm just playing. So we're going to take a couple more looks at what happened. Brooks is driving to the rim. He doesn't get the layup to go. He's rolling back near Mitchell's ankles, and you can't see it because Mobley's in the way. Brooks actually grabs at Mitchell's lower region. I'm going to give you a better angle here. Here's probably the best angle you'll see. Brooks rolling back and then reaches his arm back, and Mitchell's like, hold on, bro, that's my manhood we talking about. Refs would take a long time to review this one. Mitchell threw a basketball, so he's ejected. Brooks went for a man's legs and his lower region. He's also ejected. Only thing, though, is Cavaliers losing All-Star. Memphis has still got this dude out there. Morant. Huh? Ja Morant going left but using his right. 24, 8, and 8 for the All-Star with the Michael Jordan shrug. But the Cavaliers, without their star, will respond with their two previous All-Stars. It's Garland for 3, and then Garland, inside we go. He went to Jarrett Allen with the jam. Garland at 32 points and 11 assists. The Cavaliers take care of business without Mitchell. They win by 15. Well, after the game, Donovan Mitchell had this to say about his incident with Dillon Brooks. He said, that's just who he is. We've seen it a bunch in the league with him. Him and I have had our personal battles for years. There's no place for that in the game. This has been brewing for years with me and other guys in the league. You all see it. This isn't new. There should be something done. This isn't just a Donovan thing. This has happened to other players throughout this league, and it's BS. And if I'm being honest with you, it's complete BS. It's one thing, you got Ja, Bane, Jaren Jackson, those guys, they talk their ish, and it's fine. That's all part of the game. We grew up playing that way. But when you start doing little cheap stuff, that ain't it. That's where the frustration lies. It's not about talking back and forth. That's cool. But when you start doing little stuff like that, what are we really doing? That's from the desk of Donovan Mitchell, and I completely agree with him. Dillon Brooks is a obnoxious basketball player. I tell you all the time, the Grizzlies, and this is my hometown team, I got nothing but love for Memphis. Dillon Brooks and the Grizzlies are obnoxious. And really, to be honest with you, it's mostly just Dillon Brooks, obnoxious. And that might be his brand. That might be his thing. That might be what keeps him in the league for a decade. The crazy thing, that wasn't Dillon Brooks like 4 or 5 years ago. Dillon Brooks was a hooper. And he still has his games. Don't get me wrong, but over the last year, it's been really rocky for Dillon overall. And I thought he came into this season and had a good start to the year. It's starting to fall back a little bit now. I thought Dillon Brooks, though, look at going back to the playoffs against the Warriors. He was awful. And speaking of the Warriors, guys like Draymond and Dillon, they tell you, I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know what they're talking about, man. We just playing ball. How come they keep ending up in these awkward things? It's only them. Nobody else ends up in these awkward little instances where you're caught on camera hitting somebody in the grown man region. Right? You damn near rolling into a guy's ankle, which is very problematic for a basketball player. That's why Mitchell reacted that way. It wasn't just a little grab of the groin. It's also you're rolling into my lower region. Very important to me in my career. Just ridiculous movements. And it is not a coincidence that Draymond Green and Dillon Brooks are both guys that have been the guy. Michigan State, Oregon, shout out both of them. And then they came into the league, with this tough guy persona. I don't really buy into it. No disrespect, nothing personal. I don't buy into it. It's no coincidence that two guys that don't make a lot of shots are finding ways to bring value to a game. And because they've taken on this tough guy persona, you see ridiculously awkward, over-the-top plays, OD plays like that could have very well ended an all-star in this league, Donovan Mitchell season. I already ended this game. He could have ended the season if he would have rolled a half a step harder. And look, man, I don't even like Mitchell being ejected. A play like that, the refs would be able to review it and say, no, we're not ejecting Mitchell because he had a right to be mad. That's just human instinct to be mad if a man hit you in that area or grab in that area, anything, and then roll into your ankles. You trying to take my money, take my right to have kids? Sheesh, man, what do you want me to have? Dillon Brooks has had a track record of this, and he'll say it wasn't a big deal. It was just hooping. But to me, it's ridiculous, and everybody, I think, knows it.